Section 25 is about various notations for applying functions. The basic form for entering functions in the Wolfram language is to enter the name of the function followed by square brackets that enclose the arguments of the function. This input, for example, means the function f applied to an argument x. Another way of entering the same thing is to enter the name of the function followed by the @ sign followed by the argument, so this input also gives f applied to an argument x. Regardless of how they are entered, functions in output are still displayed using square brackets. The notation with the @ sign is often convenient for entering chains of functions. For example, this gives f applied to g, applied to h, applied to an argument x. As a practical example, this shows that notation used to apply color negate to the result from applying edge detect to an image. Functions can also be entered by putting the name of the function after the argument using a notation with 2 forward slashes. This input, for example, with 2 forward slash characters shows another way of entering a function f applied to an argument x, sort of like entering the function as an afterthought at the end of the input. Just as with the @ sign notation, the notation with 2 forward slashes can also be used repeatedly to enter a chain of functions. This shows that notation used to apply color negate to the result from applying edge detect to an image. One common use of this notation is in applying the n function. This input, for example, with exact numbers gives an exact result. The double forward slash notation can be used to apply the n function to get a decimal approximation for that result. One very common operation in programming is applying a function to each element in a list, which can be done using the function followed by a forward slash followed by the @ sign. This input, for example, applies a function f to each of the elements in a list. Usually, the function f would just get applied to the whole list. As an example, this shows the framed function applied to a list, which puts a frame around the whole list. This can also be entered using the @ sign as described earlier, which again puts a frame around the whole list. And this shows framed applied to the list using /@ rather than the @ sign by itself, which puts a frame around each element in the list. This works with any function. For example, this shows hue and /@ applied to a list of numbers, which turns each number into a color. That input is equivalent to applying hue separately to each element in the list. This shows range and /@ applied to a list, which gives a list of lists, and that input is again equivalent to applying range separately to each element in the list. Starting with an input that is already a list of lists, /@ can be used to do an operation separately on each sublist. This input, for example, applies pie chart to each sublist in a list of lists. This uses /@ and length to get the length of each sublist. Applying length with just the @ sign applies length to the whole list, which gives the total number of sublists. This uses reverse and /@ to reverse the elements in each sublist. And for comparison, reverse with @ rather than /@ applies reverse to the whole list, which reverses the elements in the outer list without changing the sublists. Many common functions when applied to a list apply automatically to the elements of the list. Applying the n function to a list, for example, automatically applies n to the elements of the list. Functions that apply automatically to the elements of a list are called listable functions. Another listable function is prime, which here is applied automatically to the elements in a list to give the 10th, 100th, 1000th, and 10,000th prime numbers. That same result can be obtained using the /@ notation, but the /@ is not needed. Most functions are not listable, however. The graphics function, for example, is not listable, mostly because applying graphics to a list is really a different operation. Applying graphics to a list, for example, makes a single graphic with all of the listed objects in the same graphic. For comparison, using /@ to apply graphics to the elements of the list makes a list of separate graphics rather than a single graphic. The /@ operator is a special notation for a function called map. For example, f/@ followed by a list is the same as map with f as the first argument and the list as the second argument. Applying a function to the elements of a list is also called mapping the function over the list, and the input f/@ followed by a list is commonly read as map f over the list. That's the end of the examples for this section. To summarize, here is the programming vocabulary from this section. The main topic here is special notations for entering functions. The map function is also quite important and gets a lot of use in Wolfram Language programming. You can find more information about the map function and many related functions by opening the Wolfram Language and System Documentation Center, clicking the Core Language Instructor button, and choosing Functional Programming from the menu that pops up, which brings up this guide page which includes links to information on /at and the map function and many other related functions. The notations that came up in this section and many others are described in the guide page on Wolfram Language syntax, which includes the basic notation for entering functions using square brackets, and further down the page are links to information on the other notations that came up in this section. Here are the exercises from the end of this section. As an example, consider exercise 25.1. Use /at and range to reproduce the result of table f of n for n up to 5. To get started, here is that table input. This result can also be obtained by mapping the function f over the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To include range in the solution, the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can be generated using range. Using /at to map f over the result from range gives the desired output.